hugely impressed by the performance of the guys, and if they can put that in tonight, then they'll put themselves in a good position to get a good result, I think. But yeah, we everyone will be watching tonight, cheering the guys on. We know it's a bit of a mountain against Barcelona, but if Chelsea can get a result tonight, it will encourage us and inspire us to make sure that we perform next week in the Champions League as well.
Well, of course, that's the first of two legs, and you go to Montpellier first time, don't you?
Yeah, Montpellier next week in the first leg of the quarter-final Champions League, which is the first time in the club's history that we've ever been in the quarter-final. So for me, who's been at Chelsea 5 years, it's really special. They're a good team, one of the top teams in France. But our performances in the Champions League this season have been very, very strong. So we'll go into that confident, I think.
And off the back of just a little matter of Liverpool in the quarter-final of the FA Cup.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself because obviously the Montpellier game's next week. Wednesday we've got,
and that's Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got Liverpool on Sunday in the FA Cup, which again will be a difficult game because obviously it's a cup game and it's away at Liverpool, which is always a really tough place to go. So we've got to get our heads on that first.
Just a couple of other things about it as well. The other thing, of course, not too long to go now to the end of the Women's Super League. You're still a point clear of Manchester City,
right,
but you drew 2-2 with them last time.
Yeah, we drew 2-2 with them in a game where we absolutely dominated, I think. Probably the best performance I've ever been part of against Man City, and we just didn't take our chances, and Man City found a way to get back into the game. And if we won that game, we would have gone 4 points clear, which in our league is a good cushion. So I think it was a missed opportunity, but we're still 1 point ahead, and we've got to make sure that we win every game now to the end of the season.
And the other thing tonight, of course, Wickham Wanderers ground at Adams Park. It's the equivalent of the League Cup final this evening, and Arsenal up against Manchester City. A lot of the Arsenal players missing from that England
they're all
competition
back.
recently.
They're all back coincidentally. All the players that pulled out of injury are all back, so I'm sure that was a tactic for the Arsenal manager to sort of keep his players fresh. I think conversely, I think the Man City players will be tired. They've obviously just come back from America, so it's going to be interesting how much the freshness of the Arsenal players is an advantage tonight. And I think if they don't win the game, they'll only have themselves to blame, really. But it's going to be an interesting tie. They've got Kim Little back, who's a very, very good player, and obviously Man City have got Steph Houghton back as well at the back. So it's going to be interesting to see that score. I wish Chelsea were there, of course.
Of course you do. Well, Chelsea is still very much in the Champions League tonight. Matt Holland, we're getting to the business end, and we'll hand over to you in just a moment or so as the sides come out. I mean, the Nou Camp is just one of the most amazing stadiums for me, really. The 4-5 tier system. The away fans, if they've never experienced it before, will be experiencing it so high you can nearly touch the footballing gods above them, and looking down, it's an intimidating atmosphere. But this is why you guys at the very top of the game play the game. This is when you show why you're there tonight, and that's what these Chelsea superstars have got to do.
Well, without any question, it is a fantastic place. I was never lucky enough actually to play here, but what a stadium. You actually come from the outside, you don't think it's that big.
No.
But you come in about halfway in the pitch, and it's dropped into the ground. So when you get inside the stadium, you go, wow, this is an amazing place, and fantastic atmosphere. The players will relish this. I mean, they're looking for big performance from their big players, aren't they, tonight, Chelsea? I talked earlier about Eden Hazard. He's in his best position. He's in the position he wants to play. This is the sort of game they need him to really step up. Much like last night, where United were looking at Alexis Sanchez, Paul Pogba when he came on, and they didn't quite do it. Well, tonight is a real opportunity for the big players of Chelsea to really stand up and get a result tonight. It's Hazard, I think, is the one that, obviously William was brilliant in that first leg, but Hazard is so capable of doing damage to Barcelona that he's the one, I think, tonight will be looking to really impose himself on this game.
I think Matt's right. I think this nights like this for Hazard, everybody talks about the top sort of creme de la creme, you know, the Messis, the Ronaldos, the Neymars. I think these are the nights for players like Eden Hazard to really show, can they jump into that bracket? You know, we all know what Eden Hazard could do in the Premier League. He's been a great player in the Premier League for many years now. But it's these nights against the big guns, you know, like Barcelona, that we really see whether he can be a top world-class player and start jumping into that bracket. Because I think until now there's been question marks around whether he can really perform on the big stage in the Champions League games like this, whether he can carry the team on his back, whether he can score goals. You know, that's where I think Hazard really needs to go to now to really, you know, be talked about in the same breath as the Messis and Ronaldos.
Well, Conte was saying this week, you know, you have to suffer, not just as a coach or a manager, but as a player when you go to the Camp Nou to play Barcelona. And of course, one of the other things that you really have to do is that keep so compact as they do at times, and then take that one or two chances that you get, and that combination can be difficult to achieve.
But I actually think a counter-attacking game is easier to play, because you know what you have to do defensively. You've got to sit in, and you want players like Hazard and Willian on the break. They're two of the best attacking players, counter-attacking players in the Premier League. So I think, you know, tactically, Antonio Conte will have told the players inch by inch what he wants them to do, and then it's about Hazard and Willian and Giroud making sure that they do their job on the counter-attack, and they did that very well at Stamford Bridge, and they've just got to recreate that tonight.
In the game as well against Manchester City, when he also defensively looked and thought that was the way that he could do things, the problem there they found is that they never really got out, and Hazard and one or two others were very unhappy with the situation.
Well, I think the Manchester City game, I mean, I'm not sure what that was, but it looked like the players were sort of overdoing maybe taking it a bit too literally what Antonio Conte said. I mean, they were pretty much walking and weren't moving. It won't be like that tonight. They're going to have to, you know, be a bit more explosive on the counter-attack than they were against Man City.
Well, that's Eni Aluko, and we're going to hear from Eni as the game goes on tonight. As always, these are just magic moments and big moments as the sides make their way out onto the Camp Nou. And of course, Barcelona, sighted between mountains and seas, a formidable balance, a foot in tradition and a foot too in the new, exciting and modern way. And then, of course, to add to that, another foot, football. And I just feel tonight Chelsea have got to be more avant-garde than they have old school. Enjoy it with us, Eni Aluko, alongside Matt Holland. Your match commentator here on Kickoff on TalkSport is Jim Proudfoot.
Sags, thank you. And so to the latest instalment of a rivalry that's brought some epic matches and extraordinary stories over the last decade or so. The refereeing in 2009, which saw Chelsea angry, they were denied 4 penalties. The rearguard action at the Camp Nou in 2012 when the Blues came
by the Barcelona medical team yesterday. Classic. Rakitic. Sergio Roberto.
Chelsea yet to have a touch of the ball. You can see their tactics straight away. Sitting there, it's a back five. 4 midfield players. Giroud playing up front by himself at the moment. No real pressure on the ball.
Not very far up front at the moment. Barcelona working out their angles here. Alonso's father is a Barcelona player. Iniesta. Chelsea know they have to score. They also know they have to defend. Diligence, concentration. Messi. Messi. Oh, he's squeezed it in. Well, it's a great start for Barcelona. And he's going to take that on the chin. So they are in front for the first time in this round of 16 matchup with old foes Chelsea.
Well, there's the danger. If you sit back and allow the opposition easy possession, they've got the ability to cut you open. It's a double one, so I think it's a bit fortunate it comes back to him. And once he gets into that area, plays it between the legs of the goalkeeper, Courtois. Then it Hazard. It's with him to start with. Alonso ricochets off him. And it's a very good finish. Tries to play the ball into Dembele. Alonso back to Suarez. What a touch it was from Suarez. He's not looking for the cutback. He's just looking. He has a little look at the cutback, but goes in between the legs of Courtois. Bit unfortunate for the goalkeeper.
Chelsea will feel that Messi shouldn't be scoring from that angle. But he makes the improbable possible time and time again. It doesn't change too much for Chelsea, who still have to score. I guess it won't change too much in their approach, but conceding so much possession is going to lead to more goals in the early stages and could be out of this evening even before it's got into its stride.
Players like Fabregas, Willian, Hazard, Giroud, they're players that need to be on the ball, making things happen. They're going to be starved of possession. I'm not sure how effective they can be.
By Jordi Alba. Touched by Giroud. More positive from Chelsea. Hazard. Alonso. Completed by Dembele.
Good play from Chelsea. Switching play out to this left-hand side. 1v1 Alonso. There's the beating of Dembele there. That player's in the box as well. This is where Giroud can come to the fore. He's a good header of the ball. Along with Rudiger.
Barcelona have only conceded twice in their 7 games in the Champions League this season. One of them to the fellow taking the free kick here, Willian. Was deflected. Plenty of players in the Chelsea white kit tonight running across that near post area.
There are 4 players beyond the near post for Chelsea. Not sure how they're going to score when it was rolled in along the ground.
Yeah, now in the corner. volley away in the end from Jordi Alba. He's changed a fair bit, Ernesto Valverde. Of course, like all of his recent predecessors, he's got Messi. Throws himself on the game and wet the baby's head for the Messi family. Chiro.
Rakitic is going to be playing alongside Busquets in that midfield area. Does allow Dembele, Iniesta, Messi to go and do their stuff. Not the start he was looking for, Antonio Conte.
Certainly not for Thibaut Courtois either. Well known in this country, still got family connections in Madrid. Great play for Atletico. Here's Hazard. Willian. For Rakitic. This wasn't a good one. Chelsea suddenly found a bit of life. Here's Marcos Alonso.
That all came about because Barcelona wanted to press high up the field, and Courtois just chipped it into Giroud, and they had players in and around Giroud. Willian and Hazard getting on the ball. Good response from Antonio Conte's men.
Willian. They do have an array of alternate kits, but it's almost setting up his Classico colours here. I mean, the all-white of Barcelona's the domestic rivals.
Just a moment there when Azpilicueta got the ball in that sort of right back position.
Hazard, great play for the Belgian. Here's Victor Moses. Chelsea could be in here. Led by Umtiti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players forward. Antonio Conte.
Hazard. Certainly no handball there.
Nice touch by Willian. Golo Conte. Willian. For Moses. Challenge by Iniesta. Tested out that sore hamstring.
Much better from Chelsea. I was just about to say, Azpilicueta got the ball in that position where he keeps bending balls into Morata, it was earlier in the season. Giroud made the run. For some reason, Azpilicueta just turned away from it.
The rivalry that's grown since the turn of the century. They have met before at this stage. Chelsea going through in 2005. And Barcelona the following season. So they went on to win it against another London club, Arsenal in Paris. Indeed. Iniesta. Such a key element in all that Barcelona have achieved in his long career in European football as well as domestically. Dembele, Luis Suarez, who's hardly had a mention so far, kept going. Double ricochet. The assistant behind the goal has ruled against the Uruguayan. Nice touch by Dembele in the build-up.
And he's very much a left-footed player, playing on the right-hand side, Dembele. It's an incredible record, isn't it, from Lionel Messi. Hazard's got to do better on that occasion.
It's been a lively first 10 minutes. The goal provoking Chelsea to switch from what looked like all-out defence to not quite all-out attack, but certainly an attack that's not short of numbers.
Just trying to play the 1-2. Does he just run into the back of Umtiti? The referee thought that it was a foul by the Frenchman. They hold a very high line, Barcelona, with these sort of free kicks. Lots of room for Fabregas to bend it in behind them. Don't want to make their runs too early.
Alonso's very effective in the air. Ter Stegen, the goalkeeper, wondering when it's coming in. They've just got a better angle for Williams' cross. In and out by Piqué, seized on by Hazard. Flag has gone up. It's wide anyway. It wouldn't have counted as Rudiger tried to make his presence felt.
Didn't quite fall. He wanted to get his shot away with his right foot and then just reversed it back for Rudiger. Quite clearly offside. It does show if you can get enough possession, you can get at Barcelona. They want to press high up the field. They can be exposed when you get it to their back players. Different sort of pressing from Chelsea now.
She makes Ter Stegen kick longer. It's a kick that's easily picked off by Moses. Fabregas. Giroud. Hazard. Chelsea have suddenly got the bit between their teeth here, and Willian has good hands by Ter Stegen. Had he pushed it out, it was Hazard who was following in, would have had a tap in.
It's really good football again from Chelsea. Combination play between the two front players. Hazard joining in with Giroud. Willian, who's been excellent in recent weeks, gets the shot away. But this is much, much better from Chelsea than we've seen in recent times.
Strange things happen in football. It could be, it's just a speculative remark, Stuart, but that conceding that goal so early could be a turning point in their favour.
You're absolutely right.
Antonio Conte was talking at the press conference here yesterday that the only way we can really sort this problem out is to attack. But we have to defend properly. Suarez again gets the rough edge of the decision. Oh, it probably just brushed his left foot last.
Here's the goal again. There's the attempted 1-2. He's onside. Suarez hasn't touched the ball that often, but he created the goal, and you're absolutely right. Courtois should do better in that near post area.
Yeah, because it's Messi, you go, well, it's Messi, but it's Messi in a different sense for Courtois.
He's actually falling back. If he almost goes on his knees and dives forward, his legs shut, and that doesn't go in.
Legs shut, it can't go in. But for him and for his teammates, still plenty of time to recover. Big week for Chelsea, which ends on Sunday when they play in the FA Cup quarter-final. They're away to Leicester City. Were losing finalists in that competition last season when they were, of course, champions of England as well. Barcelona already booked their place in their cup final, the Copa del Rey. They played Sevilla, who are a pretty happy club at this moment in time. Rudiger. Probably Chelsea's best European performance this season did come in Spain. They won away at Atletico Madrid. They can find that kind of polish again. All is not lost here tonight.
Yeah, they completely dominated that game. They were unlucky to allow Atletico Madrid back into the game. They got that late winner. But that was some dominant football they played. Hazard and Morata on that day were outstanding as a front pair.
Sergi Roberto. Semedo, who might have played right back in the first game, but was suspended, has subsequently served the ban, but is now injured. So Sergi Roberto stayed in the team.
Not good play from Christensen. Chelsea were pressing high up the field, so the only place Ter Stegen could go was to kick it long up to Suarez. Suarez does well to get his body in the way. Christian has to try and get round the side of him. Some would say that Suarez doesn't make any attempt to go for the ball, but Christensen has to go round the side of Suarez to win that. Cheap free kick to give away.
Luis Suarez was on target on Saturday, the win over Malaga. It's a fixture that they lost last season, Barcelona. Rakitic. Fabregas. Can't find Giroud. Giroud, of course, has played here before in the Champions League with Arsenal. Busquets. Titi. Now Sergio Roberto. Dembele, who fancies his chances. Say that's why he's been preferred to Paulinho. He's more of a winger, a runner with the ball. And Marcos Alonso has a lot of quality, but defending is perhaps low on that list of qualities.
Yeah, totally different player to Paulinho. Paulinho, I don't think really enjoys playing out on the right-hand side of midfield. He wants to be a central midfield player. He's got great energy, powerful forward runner. Dembele loves playing out wide. Good trickery, good pace.
Fabregas. Sit back from Willian. Christensen. Taken away by Giroud. Hasn't made the most confident of starts.
When you play at centre forward for Antonio Conte, you've got to be able to hold up the play because they roll balls into you. They're looking to play off their centre forward as much as they can. He needs to link up the play. He knows when it goes into Hazard and Willian, they're going to be playing balls round the corner to him. That's probably why he's a little bit nervous at the moment. They need a big performance from him.
Rakitic. Here's Iniesta. Makes the angle again for Jordi Alba. Change with Messi. The referee giving Chelsea an extra man for a moment, and Willian able to break out with the help of Hazard. Now Moses. Strong athletic runner, the right wing-back position. More stealth in the game of Fabregas. Finds Christensen. Now Kante. Rudiger is preferred to Gary Cahill this evening. Cahill, of course, one of the few survivors of that fantastic night in Munich when Chelsea were crowned European champions 2012. Got through the semi-final second leg here. Rudiger.
So it's very often that Barcelona have been pushed back in games in recent times. After that opening goal, Chelsea have played well.
Off goes Suarez, it doesn't reach him. Out by Azpilicueta. And here's Hazard, roaming pretty free as the ball dropped, and still going. Blocked by Umtiti. And Messi's away, he's got Suarez up with him. Will he need him? He looks for Dembele, touch and hit. And does he hit it? He certainly does. Great credit to the player, to the quality of the move, and the coach for picking Dembele. And Barcelona take another step towards the quarter-finals.
Well, it started off with a really good block by Umtiti up the other end, just as Hazard was coming infield to get his left foot shot away. But the vision of Lionel Messi when he was racing through, beats two players, but he still sees Dembele. There he wins the ball off Fabregas. He beats that challenge, he beats the next one. He has a little look over his shoulder. Suarez makes a little diagonal run, just opens it up from Dembele, who's coming from deep. Courtois does get a hand to it, but can't keep it out. It's a good strike, actually. I think if he misses it, it hits Rudiger. I thought he was going to hit it first time, but he just takes his touch, settles himself. Not a big enough hand from Courtois.
Well, Ousmane Dembele cost a lot of money and didn't have the most fluent starts to his career with Barcelona. Huge step up, even though Dortmund are a big club. This is a different level altogether when you've got to try and round off moves started by him or goal chances created by the world's top talent.
But he's done that quite well, Lionel Messi, on a couple of occasions. Knows that Fabregas can pick a forward pass out, and he's just come back from his centre-forward position and put him under a bit of pressure. And on that occasion, he won the ball back.
Well, between goals 1 and 2 for Barcelona, a fair bit of promise from Chelsea. But now, although they will have memories, I'm sure their fans around the stadium, up in the high point where the Chelsea contingent are, we're saying, well, we did get a 2-2 here before. In the extraordinary circumstances, John Terry was sent off that night. That's a yellow card for Sergio Roberto. And he knew it, pulling back Hazard, who had started very well.
And he did well there, just taking his touch across Sergio Roberto. Willian, Hazard, both looked in top form so far in this game. It's difficult when the scoreboard says 2-0 against you. Has that knocked Chelsea's confidence? Can they keep performing as they have done in between the two goals?
Forward by Moses and just offside Olivier Giroud.
That's the ball he's got to be ready for. Can't be offside there. When it goes into the wing backs and they're under pressure, they just whip balls round the side. Here it is. Fabregas having the ball pinched off him. Christensen went to ground. Azpilicueta held up Messi, but what a pass this is. Look how deep Dembele came from. How does Messi see it? With great vision.
Sergio Roberto, touch from Messi. Now scored Messi, incidentally, in 5 consecutive appearances. He didn't play in the game at Malaga, but that goal at Stamford Bridge sent him off on another run of consecutive appearances marked by scoring.
I think Fabregas was having a little moan about the challenge that was made on him by Messi, but didn't seem to be too much wrong. Just having a go at the referee there.
Probably aware that UEFA have decided, for the time being at least, not to bring VAR into the Champions League for next season. Bit of a wince from Willian. It's not great news. Felipe Coutinho, not eligible for this competition, having played in it in the first half of the season for Liverpool. But he's done well. He got a goal against Malaga. A very cheeky one it was, too, at the weekend.
Just might be some opportunities down this left-hand side for Alonso, because Sergio Roberto is going infield with Hazard, and Dembele's having to track Alonso back down this near side. And a couple of times he hasn't done it. The ball should have been played a bit earlier.
Trying to take it quickly to Moses. He's penalised.
Great skill and pace.
There's the look.
It's the second look that he sees Dembele. He had a look at Suarez, realised that Suarez was just making a run to take the defenders away. It's good awareness as well from Suarez to take the last defender into a poor position.
It's tough going for Chelsea, and you're right, Stuart, to say, well, not question the character. They've got character, but it does take the wind out of your sails. The second goal, when they were starting to play reasonably well, but be really challenged here. 2 attempts each. 2 out of 2 on target for Barcelona, 2 out of 2 goals. Sergio Roberto, just to add to your point about Chelsea's chance down this near touchline. Of course, he's been booked now, Sergio Roberto as well. If he gets lured into a situation with a bit of difficulty. Suarez, Busquets, Messi. Magician casts another spell. Rakitic scored in the final last time Barcelona won this trophy, 2015. Rakitic again. Iniesta. Still got a little turn of face. Brilliant for Suarez. There's no flag. Courtois this time put up the barricades.
What a little flick that was, back heel from Iniesta. Lots of Chelsea players in the box. Suarez just changes the angle of his run. Iniesta had the ability to find him.
Suarez had some good battles against Chelsea in his Liverpool days. I guess it was handball, but the whistle had gone for a foul by Luis Suarez.
I think Moses had already made his mind up that it was going to be a free kick.
Azpilicueta. Hazard trying to flick it through. Chelsea might be caught out again here for a ball to Dembele. Alonso gets back.
But I tell the Chelsea players, just having a go at Hazard there. When the ball was played into him, he didn't need to try and flick it through his legs. He had time to get hold of it. Here's this little back heel. He's going back towards his own goal, reverses it. He's onside, Luis Suarez. Courtois this time does keep his legs closed, gets out quickly.
Barcelona corner. 2-0 up on the night, 3-1 up on aggregate. Taken by Messi. In and out by Giroud. Willian taking it on at pace. Dembele trying to stay with him. Willian is quick. Just delayed.
At no point did it look as though he had a pass to Hazard there. Hazard was making a forward run, but he was actually running into the defenders. I think Hazard was a little bit disappointed with the movement.
Iniesta.
He's one of those players, William, that somehow looks quicker when he's running with the ball than he is when he's without the ball.
Sergio Roberto. Umtiti. Messi. Just a privilege to watch him play. I mean, we're not here in our capacities to be hero worshippers, but it's hard not to be grateful that we're working in the generation when Messi's playing.
And he's not a trickster. He doesn't do step overs or drag back. He just knows when defenders are off balance. He changes direction. He changes pace. He turns away from challenges.
I think the rarity, the complete package, is that he's got the decision-making skills as well as the technical ability. Sometimes you get one, but not both.
In my view, there is absolutely nobody to challenge him in world football. Who's the best player? There's somebody else that scores lots of goals and is a world-class player, but this one is all by himself at the top, and has been for many, many years.
I'll let you tell Cristiano Ronaldo that. Another extraordinary and durable talent, and I think they've actually made each other more durable. The comparisons. Every time you get asked a football question or two, you get the Messi or Ronaldo ones. Both is always my answer. Here's N'Golo Kante. It's the recent defeat at Manchester City with illness. Came back for the win over Crystal Palace on Saturday. And they were hanging on a bit, Chelsea, in that, but they did get back to winning ways. That's the ball you were talking about, Stuart, the Azpilicueta ball. Probably a bit further up the field, a little bit wider maybe than where he's been finding Morata, but he looks for Giroud.
And on that occasion, Barcelona were just that little bit deeper. There again, it's not a trick, he just changes direction very quickly. Rudiger couldn't adjust to it, brings him down. Crowd wanted a yellow card. There's the change of direction. Rudiger sticks a leg up. Nothing too serious about Rudiger's challenge. Just beaten by a bit of skill.
Messi wise enough to know that breaking up the play when you're in front in this kind of circumstances, the daftest thing to do. Slow rise to his feet, but I don't think any damage at all. He tries to create more damage in Chelsea's defence. Piqué coming across the front post.
Well, the players in the near post zone didn't do their job there for Chelsea. That ball should never go through that area.
Rudiger. Conte. Finding Alonso. It's a speculative ball, not the worst one by any means. It wasn't quite cleanly hit, but it gave Giroud something to fight for, but he was well watched.
And a touch slow, I thought. When that ball was played, he was in front of Umtiti. I'm not sure he realised that Umtiti was there. He was about to swing his left foot at it. Umtiti just came across him. It's a really good ball played in by Alonso.
Moses again. Bit of persistence by Hazard, and still more from Victor Moses. Chelsea still in a position where 2 goals without reply would take them through on the away goals rule.
I think the difficult thing is without reply.
Yeah. Rakitic. Messi trying to squeeze it down to Dembele. Giroud penalised.
And he just jumps into the back of Busquets. He was asking what for. There was the reason.
Rakitic. Retrieved by Willian. Conte. Willian. Completely dispossessed by Sergi Roberto, and there's a turnover here that might trouble Chelsea. Let's see. Dembele holding his position to stay onside. Chelsea have got back in some sort of shape. Messi again. Suarez. Tee up. Messi or Dembele. Iniesta. Jordi Alba. Iniesta. He's got many things, but he's not a prolific marksman from that kind of position. Original cutback was aimed for Dembele.
Here's where he gets the shot. He just goes past a couple of challenges.
Alonso. Willian took it cleverly. Chelsea might be in here with their Brazilian. Carried away by ter Stegen from Alonso. Giroud with a follow-up. Barcelona escape. But still, the feeling that Chelsea will have a goal or two in them here if they really go for it. Kante. And this could be it. Oh! It was Fabregas's chance, really. Coming in on his right foot. Antonio Conte knows how important that is, Stuart.
Would Fabregas have been offside had he gone for it? That's the question. Yes, he probably would have been. So that's why I think Conte went for it himself. Fabregas can moan at him all he likes. He was offside. Here's the big chance. Willian again doing brilliantly. And in that move, Sergi Roberto tried to grab hold of Willian when he went past him the first time. That could have been a second yellow card.
Complaints from Messi, and maybe Antonio Conte's making that point about Sergi Roberto.
He didn't quite catch hold of it, but he tried to. Willian had too much pace, too much ability, and went past him. Willian's been brilliant in this first half. See, now the Barcelona players are getting round the referee, trying to get players booked. That's what Antonio Conte was having a little moan about, I think.
Well, Demis Camina is, as you would expect for an appointment for a match of this magnitude, is the upper echelons of European referees. Messi allowed to have a say.
And Titi went up for that header with Giroud. Just hurt his shoulder as he fell to the ground.
Well, if you just joined us, you probably think, oh, well, this is Chelsea, not as good as Barcelona, and you expect it. They've conceded two goals which didn't show them in a great light, but they have come up with some attacking play. With half-time approaching, I'm sure if it stays this way to half-time, or even improves for Chelsea, Antonio Conte will say, look, you're not out of this by any means. But be bold, be brave.
Without being reckless.
Yeah. I think they've got that balance quite well. They just haven't taken the chances that have been created.
The difference between the two sides at the moment is one has been really clinical when they've got the ball in the top third of the field. The other hasn't.
Hazard. Willian.
See, Willian's expecting Giroud to face up there, go up against the centre half. That's what Antonio Conte centre forwards have to do. He's not trying to play the ball in behind Willian. He's looking to bounce the ball off him. And the reason that Morata isn't in the side is because he hasn't done that job well enough since he's been at Chelsea.
Giroud penalised again.
Be interested to see whether there is any sort of foul here. So both are jumping for the ball, both have got their arms up. Look at Piqué's up. He's not hitting the face either. Piqué's trying to make the most of that.
Chelsea drawing Barcelona, paying the price for only being runners-up in their group. It's second to Roma. Barcelona on top of their section. Rudiger. Can't play under pressure by Marcos Alonso. Azpilicueta. Willian, this time, is able to connect with Giroud, but he can't keep it going. Iniesta. Messi was offside.
Got the first part right, Giroud. Knew the flick was going to come round the corner. Didn't get the second part right. The ball out to Moses. When the ball does change hands, that's when Barcelona look a real threat.
Here's Willian. And, again, it doesn't come off for Olivier Giroud. He thought there was an infringement. They're getting to that kind of part of the play, and it's just breaking down off their recent recruit from Arsenal.
He wasn't everybody's cup of tea at Arsenal, nor when he plays for France, but he can be effective. He's a very good header of the ball. He's dangerous in the box. Just needs to lead the line that little bit better for Chelsea here.
Rakitic, who turned 30 on Saturday. Dembele. Rakitic again. Busquets. Challenged by Conte. Hazard. Surveying the scene ahead of him. Moses. Now Christensen. It's better from Giroud. Fabregas. Chelsea could get one before half-time. It would really rattle Barcelona's cage. Now goes Giroud. Free kick to Chelsea. Here's the chance to get that one.
They just have made a bit more of that than there really was, Giroud. He opened his body up nicely when the ball was played into him. I think it was just getting away. There's the arm. He knew the challenge was coming in, threw himself to the ground, but he did have his arm round him. There's the attempted 1-2. I'm not sure what he was moaning about there. It's not a good challenge from Piqué, though.
I think it brushed Piqué's hand when it went past him. Giroud would have had a decent view as to how much contact there was. Well, Marcos Alonso is the favourite to take this, but don't rule out Willian. Alonso, famous footballing heritage in Spain. His grandfather won this competition, its European Cup. He is 5 years in a row. The referee having a bit of an issue with the Barcelona wall. Big moment, you feel, on the evening this. Marcos Alonso! So close, but near is not good enough for Antonio Conte and Chelsea at the moment.
What a strike it is as well. He does everything right, doesn't he? The Stegen was beaten. 3 Chelsea players in the wall start to dunk. You wouldn't have seen it till late. Hit with such power as well with the inside of his foot.
Well, it's been a very watchable first half, and Chelsea have played their part, but you used the word, Stuart, ruthless. That's what Barcelona have been with the to real opportunities. You could say maybe the first one wasn't even an opportunity, but it got in. And it was Leo Messi getting Barcelona off to a flyer on his return from paternity leave. And then he set up Dembele to rifle in the second. Willian got booked late in the first half, and I think he's querying that. Messi will know, and his teammates will know, and Ernesto Valverde will know that it's not quite sorted here, but it's going well enough for Barcelona. They lead 2-0 on the night at half-time, 3-1 on aggregate.
Barcelona versus Chelsea is brought to you by Heineken, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
Epic, creamy, chunky, loaded with rich Belgian chocolate. Amul Epic, live epic.
I know movie. Tadu. No sports. I don't know. Sultan.
सारे ऑनलाइन मूवीज अब बड़े स्क्रीन पर Amazon Fire TV Stick.
I'm just back from a holiday in New York. I need to sleep. No, not because I'm jet lagged. It's because I haven't slept a wink on the flight. I watched 4 movies, 12 episodes of a TV show, and a Premier League match. Live. Why? Because it was there, and I have the restraint of a teenager. Is there nothing good on TV?
We know you really like your entertainment. Get all your favorites with Emirates award-winning in-flight entertainment. Fly Emirates. Hello tomorrow.
स्वाद इसका चख लो, सपने सुहाने में। स्वाद इसका रख लो, सभी यम्मी खाने में। यहाँ सब कुछ है tasty, यहाँ दुनिया है magic। साथों में ले जाए, utterly, buttery, delicious Amul.
Hands. Helping hands, restless hands, hands on hands. Tough hands, firm hands, hands of steel. You've come a long way, Hans. Now you deserve a break. Park assist in the new Volkswagen Passat. Feel the presence.
Volkswagen.
We're off to Paris tomorrow. We're definitely going out for 4 nights. There might be this big dinner, so need something dressy for that and shoes to go with it. It might trail, so I need the gum boots. It may not, so I need trainers. Oh, and stilettos. Just in case there's some dancing involved. Come on, stop touching me.
Now take all that you need. With Emirates, you will enjoy a generous baggage allowance. Fly Emirates. Hello tomorrow.
स्वाद इसका चख लो, सपने सुहाने में। स्वाद इसका रख लो, सभी यम्मी खाने में। यहाँ सब कुछ है tasty, यहाँ दुनिया है magic। साथों में ले जाए, utterly, buttery, delicious Amul.
Live match, phone पे, not phone. अब हॉटस्टार, नेटफ्लिक्स, Amazon Prime Video, Sony Live सारा ऑनलाइन कंटेंट वाईफाई से सीधा टीवी पे, बड़े स्क्रीन पर।
Amazon Fire TV Stick. Fire up your TV.
रंग दे तिरंगा। Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games. 4 April से live. Sony 6 20
None in 8, but 2 in 2. That's football, and that is Lionel Messi for you. We were speaking about whether they're meant to get the nod or not, but it has walked like a dream for Barcelona at the moment. Chelsea had a few half chances, but the Catalans in full control. I don't know if you can say that. 2-0 today at night at Camp Nou, but on aggregate, Barcelona are leading by 3 goals to 1 against Chelsea at the Camp Nou. It's going to be tough for Chelsea to make a comeback, but they've been in this position before. Actually, can they do it again? Based on what you've seen in the first half.
For sure, great to have that start again really well. Had a couple of nice touches, a little bit of dynamic there near to the box. Women got 1 or 2 shots off. So they've got players in the side that are capable to make a goal. Need to get one fast, but they can't afford to have those defensive laps. They can't afford to give the ball away in their own half, because when they do, they get planted and they get hurt.
Chelsea hardly had a touch of the ball before they conceded the first goal. It just happened too early for them, didn't it?
Yeah, and the scorecard is disappointed. You should have saved it. You don't score from that angle. So yeah, they're on the back foot straight away after 2 minutes to 1-0 down. That puts all the tactics, all the planning out the window. And then they can, we see this now. Great touch by Suarez, but scorecard does change it. It's just too good.
Did you agree with that, actually? Was that the thing?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there's a little bit of fortune there with the ricochet that came off Alonso, so it was, a little bit of luck. They didn't really deserve that at that time, but course-wise, it was a big boy, his legs were wide, and he couldn't really speak.
Matthew was talking about the fact that he was so involved in the assist game. That's crazy.
Yeah, but again, it was a mistake by Chelsea. I think it was Fabregas took the ball away. And then 2 tackles from both his centre-halves were non-existent. But we've got to give credit to Messi. His awareness, as we said before, he's a selfless player. If it's on for someone else to score a goal, he'll lay it in, and then Belly finished it really well.
Let's have a look at the chances that Chelsea had in the first half. A few half chances, actually. It looked like they started the game pretty well.
This and Hazard was the fourth. That's where they're getting them shots off from outside the box that he likes.